Yeah, yeah. For me, I definitely supplemented the law practice for, I would say, several years before I was able to, take flight on my own and, not be dependent upon any other kind of stream of income. Whether that was working at H&R Block because I had a little bit of tax experience from law school, or it might have been helping out another law firm with some of their consultations. Um, it might have been teaching tax classes for H&R Block, or doing a document review for ongoing kind of big level discovery uh, projects that needed to be done. I think those have probably gone to the wayside with AI, because we were probably just we were just clicking and looking for the right words, and I think AI probably can do a lot of that right now. But that type of work where you're in a professional environment, it's kind of helping you to have a perspective on your law practice, um, would be really beneficial. And I so do what you have to do to keep the lights on, keep food on the table. But the minute that you have an opportunity to pivot and move to law practice only as your form of income, you gotta hop at that. And the same thing with the type of cases that you take on. You're for me, estate planning is where I've always been, but it's not what I've always done. I've done some public defender work, and the minute that I was able to get off of those public defender contracts, I did so. And the wonderful thing about that is you've got more time to deal with the cases that you want to deal with. And so just be observant of where you are in your law practice, and take opportunities to pivot to where you really want to go.
Thomas, that brought to mind, I didn't even think about this before, but by you getting to a different level of your practice and doing what you want to do, you actually created opportunity for another lawyer or another firm who was looking to do more public defender work. And that contract became available, to someone who may be in a different station of life or along their, pathway. And so it's kind of a neat cycle for how that will work. Um, there is nothing wrong with any of those avenues of work, but they weren't completely aligned with what type of practice area you wanted to focus on in the future. But they helped you get to that point and created that opportunity, and they'll do that for somebody else, which is pretty awesome. So many ways to accomplish it. I think our admonition is always, take the next step, get started, get rolling on things. And the sooner you get started, the sooner you can start to build those reps in, build your confidence, make enough mistakes so you can learn to, navigate the various areas and aspects of the law firm.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Do your research. Have a reason for what you're doing. Look at the statutes. Look at the cases. Have a justifiable reason for why you're advising the client the way that you are. Um, but at the end of the day, understand you're not always going to get it right. So give yourself grace, and just think positively throughout it. You got to have a conviction that you're going to get it figured out one day, and the mistakes you made today are not going to happen the next time. You're going to make the correction. So just don't be too hard on yourself, and just keep pushing through.